Hello everyone, my name is AP the Word One, and welcome back to more Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory, Episode 10. Onward is the name of the episode, and this episode is very kind of mellow, more casual, kind of slicey lifey, calm before the storm shtick a little bit, kind of preparations for the future two episodes before the semi-finale and finale. Uh, an overall good episode. Some interesting developments, but we'll talk about them as is, and also some nice fan service. Not like the greatest fan service, but very nice nonetheless. But so in the kind of the beginning episode, a good moment is Sosuke's on his deathbed. He's he's injured, but he knows that someone's coming to get him, and he kind of prepares a little advanced by getting the oxygen tank to the door. I thought at first he was going to have it explode, but it just when the muzzle fired off, it just caused his face to burn, and then he gets up to him and just kills him with his gun. Very nice, shows how Sosuke how even injured he's able to pull through. Still very strong moment. He also did a little bit of prayer, which I could see that makes sense, but once they had taken care of these these I guess minions, whatever, these assassin group, this guy actually gave away something that kind of told him a bit of a hint to Sosuke that he told him, he said his name, Sosuke Sagara, and the reason that he pieces together that Agamemnon wants to get rid of him is because between him and Al, the Arbalists, they're the only two forces that can stand up against Agamemnon and their behemoths, and they have a new model called the Belial, which we'll talk a little bit later. But I think that's the Belial. But yeah, he kind of pieces together that the Arbalist is still around, or at least Al is, because the only two that are connected. So yeah, I didn't realize I saw it, I read it, but then I didn't really piece it together until I read this episode summary. But we have a good moment there. And then we get some fan service. So we cut back to the Toothladan. They got on board the ship. They failed to get Fowler, but that their scene was more important about letting the Mithril allies. Yeah, if you're underground, please show your head. We're alive and well, and we're gonna take back. We're gonna beat Agamemnon, and we've kind of pieced together that the men aboard the Toothladan are all that are very extremely loyal. There's no pay, there's no nothing. It's just the most diehard loyal men. But we do get Tessa does discuss Agamemnon, how the operation works, how they're a bit of a spider web. There's no central head figure, so if one another dies, another one can replace it. They can kind of work independently, but the person that's kind of the most in charge, connected, is Leonard, and they think if you kind of think of it, she says, if you think of it as an insect and one entity, he's the kind of the key to solving them all. He's probably has all the connections, and I think later on he's gonna there's more proof of that exemplary. But when she gets done talking to the man, she decides to take a little nap. She can't really sleep, but we do get some nice fan service. We see a little bit of topless. You don't see the nipples or anything, but you see that she's taking off her bra. So we had some nice fan service of her. Then we cut away to Mexico, and while there, it's Kamina is very, very down. She doesn't want to live very more. She's tired of being here in Mexico. She's in rough shape mentally, and she even tries to kind of sort of commit suicide by swimming in the pool. But then she gets inspiration of the pool, the cold pool water, kind of puts her out of the head of the moment. But she, before that, does a little swimming. She overhears Fowler and Sabina, Leonard's assistant. We finally get a proper look at her, and she looks very manly. She reminds me of some anime character. I can't put my foot on it. I've seen, there's some anime that has this rich green eyes and blonde hair. I can't think what comes to mind. It's not Soul Eater. This facial structure, something I've seen this before. This face, it's familiar to some anime I've seen. I forget what it is, but yeah, we get a proper look at Sabina. I believe she is in love with Leonard, and that's going to be an issue later on. We do get her. This is the assassination on Sosuke is her doing, even though she's failed. Like, she gone ahead and does everything. Like, she did the operation, everything without Leonard's consent, and Leonard seemed to be okay with it. But the reason kind of she did is like she's kind of worried about Sosuke. He could be an issue. The fact that he's still around, he's in new custody, whatever. It definitely is have her concern. But I guess the flip side is that we finally get to have someone's betrayed Mithril and knows the location of the Arbalist. But Kamina hears that, she gets go for some, and she realizes she gets the will to live again, and she, even though her computer, like, that she's given at Mexico doesn't have an internet connection, she's able to do something, which I'm curious to how that pans out, like what she was able to do. But I kind of, during her time in Mexico, she's been looking over the Belial, this new prototype AS that, just in case, I think for Mithril or organization wants it for defenses. But yeah, we get some nice fan service of Kamina, Brondwear, very nice. Not the best foot fan service, but we get some nice shots of her. The animation for this episode's be a little bit clunky. Like earlier on with Tessa, her cheek seemed like a little bit swollen, like to one side, like to the right side. So the animation's not as good. But with that, we meet with another man. Sosuke knows of a man in Florida. His name is Commander Courtney. Now, John Courtney, he's a former military commander, and he provides a nice base that he trained at during Vietnam. An old school guy, but he understands war, and he's pushing Sosuke to the limit. So he admires his tenacity. He's basically telling Lemon, this boy, even though he's injured, he's got something to drive for. He needs to continue to work. You got to press on it. Like, he thinks the doctors are bullshit. He's pushing forward. He does some little swearing that was censored. So, some funny moments. I appreciate it. Good old school commander. This man was a husbando. This guy got laid. You know it with his chin and everything, his beard. This guy was somebody, and this guy had a good wife. You got it for a fact. But they're hanging around here, just training. Sosuke does get kind of wiped out because he's not fully healed. He sends one of the Lemon's men to tackle him. A fun moment. A good character. Now, here, following this scene, we have the Arbalist RX-7 leaves out, and we can tell that there's a new unit underneath, the RX-78. And so, this leads me to believe that Wraith and the girl and the Gavin Hunter learned. They somehow got a hold of her. I'm wondering if it was maybe Morse code or something that she was able to, or she knew like the codes from Mithril, and that's how she contacted them. I'm curious. I'm hopefully they explain it either in the anime or the light novel. But yeah, they sent off Gavin Hunter with the RX-7, and we do see Callahan has betrayed Mithril. He's a mercenary. I do want to talk about a little bit for a sec about him, but they kind of teased him early on with Callum, like a metal, whatever. But yeah, he looks a lot different, a little bit soulless. And he picks up the RX-7 and he asked Gavin if who's the person operating. Like, no way. And it's like, well, you're gonna die out. You're gonna die because he shoots him. Like, you have 30 minutes, so enjoy your life. You would think the people would have some like medical kit in the truck, but whatever, they take it away. So he's done his job. Supposedly, he thinks he's succeeded, but I thought for some reason, the description and everything, I thought maybe that they had gotten the RX-7 earlier, like, because Wraith retrieved the AI, but not left the RX-7 out left in Japan. But I guess that's not the case. Not that I'm complaining, I just misread the situation. I just thought something, but no, they have all pieces, including the new one. Now, Callahan betraying Mithril. I remember reading this book in the light novels because I didn't experience the anime the first time. I didn't know this. So his betrayal seemed odd. Like it wasn't like the biggest shocker, I guess. Seeing through the anime, yes, you do get a bigger connection, and you would think like the betrayal like would hurt, but I don't know. Since I've known about it, it doesn't affect me as much. It's very weird. We've been given plenty of enough time and everything, but it, like, for me personally, it doesn't feel like the biggest thing. Like, there's like the one nice person, whatever, but I don't know. I just never got the betrayal doesn't seem as hard, or maybe because I knew the betrayal happened, it didn't seem that way. I don't know. It's weird, both now and then. I don't know. That's why I was kind of thinking with like in season 1, they kind of should have built up like Sosuke and Callahan's trust, like how they met and everything. Because I think that would have the betrayal a little bit better. Maybe for anime only fans that would have done better. I don't know. We definitely get signs that he wanted to betray them earlier on in episode 3 and 4. Like, yeah, he's going to stay behind everything. So we definitely got that something's up with him. But I don't know. His betrayal doesn't seem like it's not as gut-wrenching or impactful. I don't know. He definitely looks a lot soulless, like more like evil, I guess. Like he doesn't seem like Chip herself. I don't know. It's I think a good evolution. Like the look, they've done a good job to kind of portray that. But with that, I'll see you guys next time. I'm probably going to be doing episodes 11 and 12 back to back. Just kind of get those out of the way. Not necessarily to give myself more time for the weekend or anything, because I still got a lot to read more. But I don't know. I just maybe want to get it done with. I mean, it's like Invisible Victory is not too bad, but just finish it off. I think like I've been reading the description, like it's kind of perfect for going back to back. But with that, I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Have a good Wednesday. I'll catch you guys back later for more Digimon Beat Break and of course Digimon Liberator. Anyway, take care.